Well, number one, we do have mechanisms to hold administrations accountable. They're called elections. They happen every 2 to 4 years. That is the appropriate way to express your policy differences with whichever party is in control. Impeachment is not designed to do that. What we saw here was a ridiculous use of taxpayer resources on the House of Representatives' part to try to create a show trial in message only with no actual basis for criminal conviction, criminal conduct, criminal behavior. This was an exercise in PR and publicity, not substance, and it's damaging to the institution. As someone who served and worked in both the House and the Senate for Republicans, this is an absolute ridiculous use of time. And I think the American people, I think they're tired of these kinds of games. I think they're tired of these kind of publicity stunts. They want their representatives to just do their job.
Well, even if all that is right, and I think it is, it's just all true, what Kurt said, that this was what it was, and it was never going anywhere, and the charges probably had no merit, fine. But what about the actual argument, Kurt, on the issue for Democrats of immigration? You do have an issue there as a Democrat, right, to deal with to your points where you started, in an election. That's still an uphill climb, it seems to me, at least, on the issue.
Absolutely. And there's no denying that immigration is a net negative right now for Democrats for this administration. I think that's why you're seeing the White House float the idea of taking some executive action using the executive order process, trying to get something done. I do think it's worth noting that there has been a bipartisan bill that's been put forward by one of the most conservative Republicans you're ever going to find in Senator Langford that has support for the administration, that because Donald Trump went out there and said, don't act on this, we want to use this issue politically in November, it pretty much died.
Well, now he can do that, right? Now he can use it, I suppose, and now they are using it, Nan, shaking your head, but that's what, they are using it as a political issue because it is a positive for Republicans to pick up on what Kurt was saying, Nan.
In his own duties.
Well, we know, and Secretary Mayorkas's own testimony was that, or at least own public statement, has been emphatic that he couldn't even enumerate all the ways in which President Biden, when he took office, rescinded order after order that President Trump had using his executive power. And I agree that Congress needs to act on these things, and that's a failure on both sides. There's no question. But it doesn't belong to one or the other in a specific way. It needs to be solved. The American people need to insist on it. But I will take issue with Kurt's assertion that somehow President Trump dictated to the Republicans how they should vote. The bill that was presented had more money in it for foreign protections of friend nations in foreign places like Ukraine than it did for our own border security, and that was why Republicans
rejected it. Well, that brings up a larger issue.
And
Kurt, you can respond to that certainly, but it brings up the larger issue of what's going to happen this weekend. Speaking of foreign aid, the foreign aid bill, and this goes to the other side of the Capitol, and what's going to happen to Speaker Mike Johnson. He's going to split up these foreign aid bills into 4, right, Kurt, and then use the Democrats to try to pass them. I don't know what that's going to mean for his future, but it does. So what Nan's saying about the immigration bill, it's playing out in real time now in foreign aid. So your thoughts on how that'll go?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's clear Speaker Johnson at this point, he's kind of calling the bluff of some of the, uber right in his conference who don't want to do anything at this point. He's saying, okay, I'm going to put this out there. We're going to have these votes. And he's either going to keep his job or he's not. But if you're going to go down, you might as well go down for something versus doing nothing. And I think that those who are unhappy with Speaker Johnson have a big problem in that if not him, then who? Who is your alternative if you're going to throw this guy out after you just threw Kevin McCarthy out? You've been playing this game for years with the Speaker, with the lead Republican in the House of Representatives, and they never have a plan B. Once you get rid of the guy, who's next?
That might help them in this case because they realize that. We'll see. Well, Saturday's the vote, we think, and we'll see how that all goes. Nan, thank you. Kurt, thank you. Good panel as always. Continuing on here.